It's time for pasta and we're making cannelloni today, something that Adam hasn't done for a while.
Yeah, true, Just. This one here today is chicken, pancetta and leeks. A little bit of sage in there, yeah?
Beautiful
Nice.
sage. When you use sage, it's just a beautiful addition to any dish, isn't it?
It is. Works well with the poultry, you know?
Exactly.
And then obviously pancetta, a bit of saltiness, but enough talk there because
That's
we've got a bit
right.
of work to do with this
Yes.
dish.
Okay.
So I need you to dice up the garlic and the leeks for me, Just.
Yes, I can
You
do
want
that.
to pass me the pancetta?
I thought you'd like pancetta, so I got a big pancetta for you today.
Wow, you know, I do love good primo pancetta here, but you know what? Let's get into it.
Yep. And how much pancetta are we using for this?
Probably about 3 or 4 slices. I'm just going to dice it up nice and small. So, look at that. The best part with this dish is using the pancetta, we're going to extract all that fat when we fry it off, and it flavours our stuffing inside our cannelloni.
I love pancetta. There's lots of different types. Even the chili one's just delicious.
Yeah,
And
really
they use
nice.
different types of spices, so you can get a different variety of them.
Yep, and it is great, you know. Like I put it in my sandwiches sometimes. You know, something different. With some Asiago, a bit of, you know, Italian cheese.
Yum.
So just dice that up.
I've done the garlic
done that?
and we've got some leek here.
Thank you.
And I love leek too. Instead of using onions all the time, using leek when it's soft, it's so sweet, isn't it? It's beautiful.
True. The only thing I say with the leek is obviously make sure that you wash them out really thoroughly just to get rid of any excess soil inside the leeks.
Now, we're chopping everything quite small, aren't we? Because
are.
we're filling our cannelloni tubes here.
Yeah, the
and-
San Remo instant tubes. So
Yeah.
they're great, you know. You have these in the cupboard, easy to make a stuffing, you know, and just fill them up and then bake them off.
Yeah. And because it's a small tube, you don't want big chunks of the filling, so it's got to be quite small.
I'm going to steal in there and grab some of
Yes.
that leek and garlic. So we're frying all off at once, so all the flavours are working together. I've got to add a little bit of butter too.
Again,
Yeah.
leeks and butter melts all together.
I think that's almost a little bit of a French thing, is it? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you know I love a little bit of butter with everything.
I know. So I've added a good amount there, just basically because
Thank you.
the leeks are obviously going to absorb it, take it all in, and it's going to actually help with actual moisture content in our stuffing for our cannelloni. So don't be scared to add a good amount of butter to it.
Okay.
So while the leeks are cooking off and softening just, we get on to making our bechamel.
Okay.
So I'll have the butter, please.
Yes. Oh, took it away too soon.
I know, it's okay. And I'll get you just chop up a little bit of that sage.
Sure.
I'm going to add it into the pan as well.
So what? A few leaves.
Yep,
About
few
that
leaves.
much? Or a little bit more? Good hit of it.
Good amount. You want a good amount. You want to taste it, obviously, in the stuffing.
Okay. I'll just chop
So we're
that.
just going to melt off the butter to start our process to make the bechamel. Just taking it on and off the heat, making sure that, you know, you don't burn your butter. Otherwise, you get that burnt butter taste through your white sauce, and you don't want that.
Okay. I've got you some sage here, so that's ready for the pan.
Thank you.
Is that enough sage?
Yep, that's beautiful.
Plenty? Good.
You know, it is a soft herb, but it packs a lot of flavour.
It does.
That's frying off lovely. Now, to this, I need to add some flour.
Yes.
About a quarter of a cup.
Actually, I have a quarter of a cup here, accurately measured.
Oh, you are.
There we go.
So, well, you know what? With bechamel, look, it's all look to the eye, and I know by looking at that, there's still a lot of butter in there, so I might need a little bit more flour, please.
Yeah. And this is forming the roux.
It is, making a roux. So we're making a blonde roux, so we don't want to take it any further than it changing the colour that is now. So you've got to cook it out, make it nice and thick.
Beautiful.
Don't be scared with the bechamel. You know, the only thing I say when you're making a bechamel is just watch it. Constantly stir it so that way the flour and butter doesn't catch the base of the pan, okay? And that will stop any instance of it changing its colour.
And you do want to cook this out just a little bit at the beginning because you don't want that raw flour taste. So giving it a good stir on the heat is quite important.
Definitely. Okay. Making sure that our leeks are getting a bit of movement as well.
You're on the pots and pans today.
I am, mate. Hey, earning my money here.
Relaxing
Hey. So I reckon we add our chicken at this stage. So I can tell that our leeks have collapsed down.
Minced chicken,
Minced chicken.
nice and lean.
We do want the chicken quite lean just because we have the fat from the pancetta, so that works perfect. Cook that off, using the spoon just to break down the chicken mince. I'll get you to pass me the milk, please, Just, and just
Yep.
gradually add it into there.
Okay. And slowly with the milk at the beginning because you don't want any lumps to form.
No.
And then once it thickens up, add a little bit more.
You know the way I see it, Just, it's like making a custard. You gradually add it in, thickens, add a bit more, thin it out.
Yep.
So that's the way you go. So we'll just keep working our bechamel around, getting it nice where we want it to be.
Yep.
We'll cook our chicken off till it's fully cooked all the way through. We'll let it cool in the pan, and then we start putting our cannelloni together.
Fantastic.
Time to put our cannelloni together. Parmesan.
Whoa, lots of parmesan.
Lots of parmesan. I told you, you know, we were saying too much salt before. Some fresh breadcrumbs. 1 egg, please, Just.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, just going to mix that through.
I can mix that for you if you like.
Mix, and I'm going to start adding in our chicken and our leeks and pancetta. There we go.
Perfect.
So mix all that together. Okay, and then we're going to start stuffing our little instant shells.
Okay, it might be easy with hands here.
Yeah, let me get in there.
In you go, you got bigger hands
All right. This is the fun part.
I know.
So just mix all that together. The egg's obviously going to help bind it all together with the breadcrumbs. The cheese is going to give you that nice cheesiness once they're all baked and oozes out the sides.
Usually when we have cannelloni, it's always with a red sauce, but I see no red sauce today, no tomato sauce.
No tomato sauce. Here's a good little tip.
Yeah.
Put your filling onto a tray.
Yep.
Now, grab the instant shells. And no need for a piping bag. You can if you want, it's up to you. But just tap them, okay? If you keep tapping it, keep squeezing, flip it over till it's all filled up. And you know what happened?
Much easier.
Hey, it's some fun for the kids.
Yeah, look at that, and it works really well, doesn't it?
Just tidy up your shells, make sure there's not too much stuffing, obviously, on the outside.
Yep.
Just lay them out.
All right, we've got a few to do.
Got a few to do. Maybe what we'll do is you pass over the baking dish because we need to place 1 layer of bechamel on the base.
Okay.
Then we'll fill up all our shells, then place all our cannelonis in there, and then another layer of bechamel on top, and then into the oven.
Beautiful. When I brought that out of the oven, it's bubbling, it's gooey. It's got everything that I love in there, including bechamel sauce. And I mean, that will feed a family of 4 quite easily, or just you and I.
Definitely.